There are also people who are very good at resolving conflicts. So they have very strong interpersonal intelligence. There are also people like a philosopher. They understand themselves. They understand the environment so clearly. The last kind is a naturalistic intelligence. So those children, they love plants or anything related to nature. I used to work with a student who just loves plants, and he collected all kinds of plants from all over the world, from the internet, and just that's his motivation to study. He just loves plants. That's what he wants to study in college. So we have different intelligence preferences, inborn reasons. For example, I'm very bad with mathematical reasoning ability, but I love language. So we have different abilities. So in high school, for math, it's very difficult for me to enter the zone of flow because it's so challenging for me. It takes a lot of effort for me to understand the concepts. But reading and writing, I love it. So geology and history, I just love those language art heavy subjects. So but again, what if we are not naturally good at something, but we have to do it? How to make that learning experience more engaging? That's when the learning pyramid comes in place. So we may have subjects that we have more struggle with, but if we can change the way of learning or information input and output, we can improve the interesting rate of different subjects. For example, if we have trouble understanding it just by listening to it, or we can use our strength to make a model or understand it through a video. For example, if auditory processing is not your strength, but your visual learning channel is much stronger, then you can find a documentary about the history when you had trouble reading and memorizing all the dates and people. Just watch a documentary, and that will help you to visualize what happened during that time and help you to comprehend and memorize the information better. If your language skills are much stronger, then organize a study group on Discord or Zoom so that you can learn and understand and memorize the information better through the discussion group. You can also using your language to teach others. That's the best way. The best way to make sure that you understand the subject matter is to teach others. So if you love science, for example, and why don't you just offer a free science class for your neighborhood elementary students and just send a message to the local parent group to say, hey, I'm a high schooler. I'm really good at science, passionate about science, and I can offer free science lessons for online. So during that process, you're gonna feel the enjoyment of learning, because teaching is the best way to show that we truly understand something. So change the way of studying, make it more interesting. If you're, for example, at home, you can change different ways of learning to diversify the assignment. Sometimes you can spend 20 minutes reading to your younger sibling with gestures and facial expressions, and make learning, so it's a mutual. You make learning and storytelling more interesting to your younger sibling too, and make reading more interesting to yourself. And you can also set up a certain time. Do you remember in elementary school, the teacher often have the 1 minute crazy math. So you have within 1 minute, let's see who can finish every single computation problem on that one page. That actually is creating a small flow experience for you, because you have a clear goal, you have immediate feedback whether you can finish within 1 minute, and then you also have the match. So the match of skills and challenge, because you're doing things that you just need to get it done with some effort. So at home, you can do the same thing. You can set up a clear goal. Just say within the next reasonable time, I'm going to get this small task done. With that, it's much easier for you to enter the flow experience. Change different ways. If you're good at auditory processing skills, then take an audiobook, because right now Amazon's offering audiobook for all students. So you can listen to a book for maybe half an hour or 45 minutes if you're good at auditory processing. So you can, and then do some math and set up a clear goal, or maybe organize a study group online, or doing a demonstration to other people. So change different channels, make learning more interesting and diversified. Plus, pay attention to the circles to the right. So the inner side is where what you can do independent learning level. The biggest circle to outside, that's what's too difficult for you. So either the inner circle nor the outside circle is ideal to create flow. The middle circle is the best. We call that zone of proximal development, which means that you try a little bit and you can reach it. It's not too difficult, not too hard, not too easy. Too easy, we may get bored, so it's not good for our learning either. So make sure, for example, out of 10 math questions, if you can get 9 out of 10 down with ease, and that's a pretty good ratio with only one difficult question. So that way that you enjoy the learning more. When you enjoy it, you can make it much more likely to become a flow experience. So the best way to fight darkness is with light. Once you make learning more interesting and you enjoy learning more and more, it's less likely that you're distracted by fleeting pleasures of the worldly distraction, such as video games. Because that, even though you enjoy it for that moment, it's hard to feel proud afterwards. Plus, it's you can waste so much time just on video games without gaining anything for yourself. I'm not totally against the video games. If it's just for entertainment, keep it under control. Okay, occasionally do that. Make sure that you have other entertainment tools, such as taking a walk or playing basketball or play board games with your friends. Diversify your life. So the assignment for today is, please review the following factors and determine what you could adjust to make school learning more engaging during the shelter in place. Yesterday, we got the news that all public schools in California will be closed until May 1st. So it's going to be another 6 weeks. So I want to make sure that we all have the tools to make learning more enjoyable. First of all, make sure that you sleep well and have a healthy diet. Make sure that you make the learning tasks more interesting. If it's, for example, if it's reading required 30 minutes a day, then you find a book that interests you. Motivation, just to see, oh, you want to study medicine in the future because you see that how a little virus can shut the whole city down. So that may become a motivation for you to acquire more information about a virus and how that works, how that affects the human body. Those kind of motivation will make learning more engaging to you because you have a goal. You want to find more about it. Also, the match of learning style and tasks. If you're if you're very strong at a visual spatial learning, great. You can draw a picture of the whole story after you write a book. Just to draw a whole picture and explain who did what, when, where, and then help you to make reading more enjoyable. Diversify learning approaches. Make sure that you combine reading, writing, drawing, music, and listening to a book. Maybe watch a documentary. And then later to join a discussion group on the math questions online. Combine the social with learning will make learning more enjoyable as well. Distraction-free work area, not only your desk, but also on your screen. clear out all the other tabs. Just focus on your homework. Find a study buddy. That's a great way to make learning a lot more engaging as well, especially a friend who focus better. That'll help you because we are social animals. We're affected by each other. I hope some of the information we presented today are helpful to you. I'll see you next session when we enter our next unit of a sense of accomplishment. We're going to talk about something related to what we talked about today, self-control. We're going to start with self-control. All right, I'll see you at our next session. Thank you again for following up with our course. See you tomorrow. Stay well, stay healthy.